Oh, let's see. Yay! Okay, so week 2 for summer school is target practice, your presentation skills, with your I story, opening and closing of a party, appointment, customer follow-up, and product details. So lots of things to cover there. But it sounds like a lot of topics, but most of them don't take very long. Okay, so no matter if you are doing one person or a party with 7, 8 people, you do the exact same thing. You might tweak the time it takes to do something or something like that, but for the most part, every appointment should look the same. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like bullet points first. So you're gonna have getting set up. So that's first bullet point. If you're taking notes, if you're not, that's fine. You don't have to, just saying. The second one is your opening. Then you have products. Then you have referrals. The closing. Being set up. I say iStory. I don't know. iStory opening is the same thing. Products, referrals, closing. So 5-ish areas for your appointment. Now, I will tell you that the more you do this, the better you get at it. The only way to like perfect something, y'all, or even get close to perfecting it, is to absolutely do it over and over and over and over again. So imagine doing what I do 30 times a month times 13 years. You guys figure that out. That's a lot of times. Okay. So I've gotten really good at customizing appointments. So Gabby came the other day. She had 2 people. So before they got there, I'm like, how old are they? What do you know about their skin? When you know those things, you can like kind of pivot very quickly. So when Danielle came on Saturday, we had one girl. Okay, well, how old is she? Tell me about her skin. Like, what do we know already? And that way you can be prepared and pivot really quickly and customize appointments. So I was telling Danielle, I never get upset if I only have one person, because then you get to know them better. You build a relationship. You have to do less work on the end. If you do a big group, you meet them all together, but then you have to do more work on the end because you didn't have that customized, time with them. Okay. So just keep that in mind, whether it's a one or a big group, you pretty much follow the same thing, but you can customize it when it's one versus a big group. Okay. So that's the bulk of that. So the first thing is your image when you show up at an appointment. Okay. Don't have to wear a lot of makeup, y'all, but you want to look put together. You don't want to look like you just rolled out of bed for an appointment with someone. Okay. Like you show up to get your hair done and the girl's got like the worst hair you've ever seen. Like you show up to get your eyebrows done and you're like, oh, she's got the worst eyebrows I've ever seen. Like, okay, so you're walking in to sell skincare, makeup, and yourself, because you're really selling yourself to people. Okay. So you want to make sure that like you look together. Hey, Jew. Hey girl. Where's that broken arm? Show me, show me. Oh, she's got a cat, y'all. Look at that. Take it easy, sis. Take it easy. All right. So you do want to care about like, presentation, what you look like. Now, you also have to keep in mind where you're going, who you're going to, age, like lots of things. So, for example, on Wednesday, I just booked a class, but it's at a girl's salon. I don't expect her to have tables and chairs. I am absolutely planning on sitting on the floor and passing around product. Okay. Like it's at like a spa place. Like I don't think they may have a break room, but they may not. So in my head, I'm like, what can I do with that? A lot of our directors who start young are in college. You're not going to walk into someone's dorm and they're going to have a kitchen table. So like sit down, pass it around, put it on the hand, like just kind of be prepared to like go with the flow because everything is going to look different. Okay. So like if you're in a skirt, you can't really sit on the floor all that well, but I do suggest a beauty coat. If you don't have one, you can get one from MK Connections. They are about $50, but it's nice. You can put it over anything. I know my friend Devin, she's the director in North Louisiana. She always posts pictures of herself putting her beauty coat over blue jeans. So like, especially if you're not going to wear this skirt that Mary Kay does really want us to wear, it looks really good to have something like that as a uniform to put on. And then I know my friend Rose, she's a director in Baton Rouge. She literally puts a black skirt And that's her every time she does a Mary Kay appointment. She even came to January Jumpstart in her beauty coat and her black skirt. Like that's just her uniform. Okay. So it does make it easy. And then you don't have to worry about what you're wearing. You just grab it. It's with your kit and you go. Okay. You do want to make sure that you're set up and you're ready to start on time. Now, if it's a party, you're going to have people who come early, who show up on time, and some who come late. Okay. So we have to cater to the people who came on time and were there early. Everybody get me? Like it's fine if people are late, but if you've got people there, like you have to respect their time. Okay. So if you're doing the charcoal mask, that is a way to buy time till everyone else gets there. But if you show up 10 minutes late and my charcoal masks are almost dry, you're not going to get to try a charcoal mask. They could try it on the back of their hand, but you have to move on because you have to consider time. Okay. Another little tip, not on my list, but if your hostess is serving food and they come in and they start eating, and then the people on time come in and start eating, and then the people come in late and they start eating, you will not start that party on time. And if you don't start on time, people need to leave before you're actually finished. So I always tell my hostess, oh, you have some snacks and stuff. Listen, at the end, I'm gonna hurry and get through the presentation. At the end, there's plenty of time for them to eat while I'm doing closing. And then it gives them something to do. So, try your best if there is that to make sure that that's the order that happens in. Okay. And that's really just like a tip. You can't always control it, but it's the best if you can be in control of that part. If your hostess says something, oh, I'm going to have food, say, oh, okay, great. I love that. Like you always like encourage it, but then say, I'll save a spot for you to feed them once we're done. That way you don't have food and stuff like all over, drinks that they're knocking over, that kind of thing. Okay. Okay. So starting on time, being set up. When I'm setting up what I'm doing, I do put them in order from beginning to end for the most part. Okay. So my makeup remover, my micellar water, I got my charcoal mask and stuff. I got my miracle set. Then I got my satin lips. So for the most part, the order that I do them in, it's lined up. And that makes it less likely you'll forget something. And it makes it a little bit easier to know like what happens. Now, they technically wash their face before they do the mask, but I want to keep my miracle set together. Does that make sense? So I'm going to try, so for the most part, it's kind of in one place. Okay. So you're all lined up. I don't put product in trays until I get there. Now, if you're getting ready to start, some girl says she's texted, she's on her way. That's one thing. But if you're like, oh, I think she's coming, you end up wasting a lot of product like that. So I do try to suggest not putting too much out. And if it looks like they're going to be late, don't put the charcoal mask in. Now, if it's a big party with 10 people, you don't want to start late because you're not setting up. So you can get there and tell the hostess, I might say, Caitlin, could you go ahead and like text everyone and like see how far out they are so I can start filling trays? You're giving her a question to ask that's open-ended. You wouldn't want to say, text everyone and remind them of the address because there's nothing for them to respond to. So say, could you text them and ask how far out they are? And that way your hostess is doing something and you could start filling the first couple trays. And then she's like, okay, this one's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 50, like, oh, this one can't come. Because that's how you're going to find out that they can't come because she asked a question. If she just sends, hey, we're getting set up, can't wait to see you, there's nothing for them to respond to. So like they may not be coming and they may not tell you. So it's just, you always want to ask an open-ended question, even if you know the answer. So I might say, Caitlin, did I give you the address to send out to your friends and family who are coming? Rather than, hey, did you send out the address? All I'm doing is asking a question. That way, if I didn't, I already know I did. But like, if I know she didn't do what I needed her to do by sending out the text or whatever, like, because she didn't get responses. Oh, hey, text everybody and ask what kind of skin they have. I forgot to ask. Is there anything about their skin they wish they could change? Like questions like that, where it's just something she can send out that she can copy and paste, but she can get a response to. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's why you're kind of getting set up. Okay. You want to start your appointments with an I story. Now we'll tell you a secret. Since we started the charcoal mask takes about 10 minutes to dry. I used to do my eye story. Then I washed their face in the charcoal mask. We had a little bit of time to kill at that point. So what I started doing was, okay, guys, I'm going to hurry and get this mask on your face. And as soon as it's on, we'll have a little bit of time to talk and I can go over these products. Now, if I'm not doing charcoal mask, that's different. But on an appointment, if you're doing charcoal mask, hurry and get it on their face, then tell your eye story. Your eye story is going to be 3 to 5 minutes max on why you started Mary Kay. Why is Mary Kay important to you? What is the goal in your Mary Kay business? Because they need something to relate to. Okay. They need something to relate to. Okay. So I always tell people, you know, Mary Kay came into my life when I was 2. My mom started. She had a magical closet. She really just sold skincare to friends and family. And what she sold to them, I didn't even know. When I turned 13, I got to start wearing Mary Kay. I wore it till she was 30. I was 30 when she passed away, and I started trying to shop at Target, and I hated everything. So I just had twins. They were a month old. I signed up just to get the discount. So it's totally fine if you signed up for the 50% off. Say that. I signed up to get 50% off. Okay. I signed up because I wanted some extra money. I signed up because I loved the products. I signed up because blank. Okay. Since then, this has happened. I loved it. So I stayed, met some great friends, started making some side money, like whatever. The reason is that you stayed. And then what is like the goal going forward? So like I always tell people, like I worked both jobs. It ended up paying for daycare. I always say we needed, I always tell people my director came and did my first party for me and I sold $700 that day. So I got to keep $350 profit because that number is quick for them to understand. So if you have a class, it doesn't have to be the first one. It could be, you know, my highest class has sold over $2,000. So that's $1,000 profit. Or my highest month in Mary Kay was blank. I made blank. I like to do that because for your numbers people, like them hearing that number. Now, do I need to say I sold $754.87? No. Round it. You know, like that kind of thing is not important. My highest paycheck's $11,679.51. Like my highest paycheck was over $11,000. My highest paycheck was almost $12,000. Does that make sense? Like, okay. So last month I sold $7,000. Yeah, $3,500 profit. So you're just giving them a number. It doesn't matter what it is. Your highest sale, your best party, whatever you hear in a month, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So whatever that number is for you, just give them a number. That way, your best, whatever. And then maybe why you stay if you haven't already said that. And then like what the goal is. So now I'm working to just make some extra money so my husband and I can go on vacation. So I can, Rebecca tells, her thing is that she's setting up her retirement because she's a hairdresser. She doesn't get a retirement. So like whatever the reason is. So by you washing your face with Mary Kay today, you're supporting my family because I use this as my full-time income, my part-time income to pay for my husband and I to go on vacations, to help pay my car note off, to help with like whatever the reason is, y'all. And it can change. It does not have to stay the same thing because once you pay for that, like you don't need that anymore, right? Unless you want to do a vacation every year or whatever that looks like. So 3 to 5 minutes, those are kind of your pointers. It's your own story. So it's not really a big deal if you missed something, you forgot to tell them how much you sold. Like, don't worry about that, y'all. Just talk from your heart, like whatever it tells you to say. And the more you say that, y'all, guess what? The better you get at it. Okay. So that's your eye story. And so if I'm doing charcoal mask, we've washed our face. The charcoal mask is on, it's drying, and I've told my eye story. Okay. I'm gonna say, okay, guys, grab your mirror. And they got their cute little mirror, right? Okay, look at your noses. Y'all see how it's drying. So I point out what the charcoal mask is doing. And at this point, I have still not told them what they have done to their face yet. Because if you talk to them while they are painting their face, no one hears a word you have said. Do you want to know how I know that? Because I've lived it and breathed it. They're like, what is this again? What'd you say? Why does it smell good? I'm like, okay, no one listens. So you wait till they're done and you have their attention. And you're like, okay, now I'm gonna tell you guys about what we've done so far. So the first thing we did was our cleanser. Cleanse, tone, exfoliate, brighten. all in one step. You want to wash your face twice a day, morning and night. We have combination oily, normal to dry. Okay. Then we put on the clear mask. Y'all feel that? And touch your face. Everybody touch your face right now. Touch your face. Everybody touch your face. Yeah, y'all. Okay, good. Okay. Just making sure you're listening. So, no, but when you touch your face, guess what they do? They go, oh yeah, it feels good. Like, so it's a thing. You do it at the end again. Okay. So we put the gel mask on first. That's the one you probably already dried. You probably can't even remember that you have it on. Yeah, Connie said I'm touching. Good. Okay. And then you're like, okay, so that one is in our time-wise line. Anything with the word time-wise means it's age fighting. It's got 10 different benefits. It's great to put good hydration back in your face. Now, this other one we did in your T-zone. Then you start talking about the charcoal mask. You tell them everything it does. You pass around a before and after picture. Okay. Like that's when I do that. Okay. All right. You guys should be close to dry. Okay. Not quite yet. Now we're going to jump to our satin lips, or you could do microderm on the back of the hand. Something where you're just filling time. Like you don't want to just stand there and smile. If you say that you do charcoal, you do satin lips. Okay. Now what? Okay. You can just start to, Caitlin, how do you know your host is Danielle? And then Caitlin's going to tell me, oh, Danielle and I work together, blah, blah, blah. Like whatever it is. Gabby, how do you know Caitlin? Like you're just kind of like creating a conversation to kind of fill time where it doesn't feel awkward and you don't lose control of the class. Does that make sense? So like, have you guys ever tried Mary Kay? Oh, wait, I think someone mentioned they had oily skin. You feel how that's tight? Like you're just asking questions. Women want to feel important and when women want to feel heard. So if you're asking them questions and giving them a chance to answer you, guess what? That's exactly what they want. And so you're asking them, does anybody have any white spots? Oh, that's the, the blemish, the acne, whatever you want to call it. But cool thing is going in the pores, grabbing the gunk, and it's going to pull it out. Like, whatever you can talk about at that point, you just kind of start chit-chatting. I've done like bridal appointments. I talk about the bride. Tell me about your wedding. Tell me about what, what's the plan? Where's the honeymoon? So like, if it's a bridal appointment, I specifically try to ask those questions to the bride, making her feel special, so just go with your best gut right there on what you feel like you should be asking. Cool. So that's kind of like your eye story, your opening, then you get them to wash their face and you go through the rest of the products. Okay. After the primer is put on, I usually pause right there for two reasons. Okay. One is so we can do microderm on the back of their hand and then do referrals. And then two, you're letting their primer sit for a second and it gives you a chance to fill the tray. Now, okay. Danielle had one person come the other day. Okay. $200 sale from that one person. So we're not, that's not a negative thing. Okay. But I don't need a lot of time for her to do referrals because if I'm having her do referrals and it's one-on-one, I can see what she's doing. But how awkward do you think it is if someone's just sitting there watching you? Right? So if you're busy filling trays, they have something to do. Like you can't just like skip past filling the tray. So like it makes it kind of easy. So the microderm, the reason you do it on the back of their hand is because if they have dry skin, they don't really need to be using microderm, first of all, okay, or too often. Microderm, Mindy loves to do on the elbow. If you like the elbow, that's fine. I do the back of the hand because I want them to compare them and see the difference. Like visual people need to see it and they're like, oh my gosh, look at that. Like, okay, so imagine doing it on your face. Well, today is your lucky day because I want to give you an opportunity to earn a microderm treatment to try on your face. Notice I did not say microderm sample, a microderm treatment to take home to try on your face. Because that's referral game is going to get them to want one. They just saw it. They just saw it happen. Now, if we did it on their face, they don't need to go home and try it on their face because they already did. The other reason, and if you want to test me, you can, but if they do it on their face, they can have little gritty pieces all over their face and it's going to annoy them. So, because you need so much water. So it's kind of a win-win to have them just do it on their hand and then they can see the difference. Okay. So you need to have these, one side's the fabulous game and the other side is the I'd love your opinion. Okay. Print them back and front. You need a whole bunch of these. I do not give these out until after we have done microderm, we've washed it off, and we have dried our hand and we've put the pore minimizer. Once all that is done, I say, okay, we're going to pause right here, give your primer a chance to dry, which is already dry, but doesn't matter. They don't know that. And then we're going to play a little game. We're going to see who's competitive. So then you pass these sheets out. We need to be on the side that says the fabulous game. Okay, cool. All right. So the way that our business works is by referrals. So anyone whose name you put on this list, I'm going to offer them a gift card. Don't say how much. Reason being is because if they are not sharp people, their people won't be sharp people. Okay. So you don't want to say 25 and then you have a whole bunch of people calling you and then they only want to spend a $25 gift card and they're not actually buying any product. You're going to start, you'll see. They'll be like, oh, there have been appointments, y'all. And I've been like, I ain't even doing referrals. I don't want these people's name. Nope. Because if you're the sharpest one in the bunch, like, not to be ugly, but y'all, if you've ever heard the drug story from the studio, I mean, I didn't want those people's names. So I've been at appointments before where I just kind of skipped that whole part because, like, not to prejudge, but every now and then you got to prejudge. Okay. Okay. So if you're like, today, they don't know you were about to do that. That's it. You just move on. Okay. Or maybe you've lost control of the class. I think I broke my desk. Okay. And maybe they started drinking and maybe they drunk and you're like, oh my God, I got to get it out of here. Like, you just never know. So like, just know if you feel it's not the place, don't freak out. Okay. Anyway, so I want to give you guys a chance to earn a microderm treatment. So I want you to grab your phone because nobody knows phone numbers. And I want you to go through your phone and I want you to list 10 friends who you believe would love a pampering session. I just need their name and number. They just have to be 18. And this is the key. And anyone who gives me 10 names is going to get a microderm treatment to try at home. So that treatment and I'm showing my hands, okay? The treatment we just did on your hand, you're going to get a treatment to try at home with 10 names. So your competitive girls are already writing. And then you can say, and if anyone fills up, the first person who fills all the way to 20 is going to get a free gift from me. And that is an old eyeshadow. That is a section 2 item. That is something you accidentally ordered and somebody didn't want. A crazy color lipstick. It could be a deluxe mini. It could be anything you want. I love, like right now, on the pink sale are these blushes that are gel cream blushes from 2-3 things ago. Anything on the pink sale, anything discounted, anything limited edition can fall into that. That's up to you. Okay. So something small though, $4 or $5. You can wrap it and I've seen it where they wrap it and they put it in the middle of the table. So I want you to pretend this is the gift bag. And I put it in the table and I say, okay, the first person to 20 is getting that gift. Well, your competitive girls are they're going to be, and then you got a few people who are like, yeah, I'm not giving you any names. And they're just going to sit like this. That's cool. Let them sit. It's totally fine. But that girl who's hustling to give you names, you can use all that to your advantage later. Okay. So I would go until most of my people are done. Like if somebody's reached 20 where everybody else is, okay, guys, we're about finished up. If you have more names you want to do at the end, it's totally fine. Put those sheets down. We're gonna get back and do this dash out the door look. Because at this point, you have put CC cream in everyone's color, like in their tray. You can't put CC cream till they get there, right? So that's why we do that there. You don't want the cream eyeshadow to get hard if it's not there for too long. So you're putting cream eyeshadow, CC cream, and some lip gloss out, okay? All on their tray, totally fine. And then you're like, okay, we're almost done, y'all. Hang tight with me, we're almost done. Okay, so we're gonna put CC cream on, cream eyeshadow, we're gonna put some lip gloss, and then we're gonna put some mascara. So we do all that, and we're gonna say, okay, guys, so that's it for a dash out the door. Now we're just gonna do the other side of this sheet so I get credit for it. Y'all ever heard that? Because I get credit for it. They don't know that their credit is really not like you had perfect attendance over here. Like it's totally fine. But they do it because, but really, this is important when you're closing them. And I'm going to explain why. Okay. So we're going to say, flip your paper over that I gave you a few minutes ago. Go ahead and put your name, your cell phone, today's date, your occupation, and you don't have to put my name because I know my name because it says name of beauty consultant. But if I'm doing Caitlin's party or I'm helping someone, you could always just put Caitlin's your hostess or, whatever, or however you want to do that. So then I say, okay, we're going to do the rest together. Ready? Number 1, did you have fun today? Everyone writes yes. 13 years, I've never had anyone write no. Okay. Never, ever. If they do, it's totally fine. You're going to survive. I promise. Not everybody loves McDonald's every time they go, but they go back. So it's fine. All right. Number 2, are you excited about how great your skin feels after one time? Here, do it with me. You excited how your skin feels? Right? Okay. So they all go, yeah, because they touch their face. Their face is soft now. It wasn't soft when they got here. Okay. All right. So number 3, if money were no object, what sets would you take home today? And that is where the roll-up bag flyer comes in that I do not have handy. But you guys, here we go. All right. So this is their placemat, right? All right with me? Okay. So here, I'm going to review the sets for you because they already forgot every product they tried and you just had them try about 20 different things. Okay. So let's review. So write down whatever ones you like. So if you like the skincare, that's the Miracle set. It doesn't have to be time-wise miracles. Like that's the time-wise set. Period. Okay. If you like the lips, that's satin lips. If you like the one on the back of your hand, that's microderm. Notice I don't say like abrasion. Like I'm trying to shorten it because some of them are going to write every single thing down. If you like the dash out the door look, like if you like this quick makeup look, that's dash out the door. And then the other one is multi-masking. And if you like them all, write all. And guess what most people write? All of them. Okay. Or 3 or 4 of them. A lot. Okay. So, if money were no object, what sets would you take home? So that is what we call a table close because you brought them back to the products and you reviewed the products. Because I know this because my first 20 appointments I did, I would sell a primer, a cleanser, like a couple things, but I wasn't selling sets and I wasn't selling like roll-up bags. Okay. So I asked my director, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but like everybody's buying something, but like nobody's buying like everything like I saw her do. And she was like, well, what does your tablecloths look like? And I was like, what's a tablecloth? So I was like, oh, ding, 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 there's a problem. So she was like, well, do you review the products at the end? And I was like, nope, because I just missed that. And that's okay. But then I got better at saying what the products were. And now I sell these things like a lot better. Okay. Especially if they put like all on their paper, they want them all. Okay. All right. The next one is number 4. So this appointment we played in skincare. The next appointment we typically play in like more makeup, more customized, more one-on-one. As far as colors go, would you like to do that just you and me, or you and me plus 3 equals free? And then they kind of look at you and say, well, here's the deal. If you host for me, grab a couple girlfriends, we play in some product, you're going to get some free product. And if you have a hostess, you would say like Gabby got today for being a hostess. She got everybody together. She's going to get some free stuff because y'all showed up today. And it doesn't matter what your hostess program is. You're just giving them that blanket statement. All right. Now at the bottom of this last part, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about our business. And you might rather go outside and get hit by a car. It's not really that dramatic. You're just helping me with my training. And so I'm just going to give you the information super, super quick. Okay. And then you can literally read off these if you want. It says extra money. You remind them we make 50% of everything that we sell. Priorities. We get to put God first, family second, career third. We work in that order. Unlike my teaching job, I used to have to call in and then panic because I either had to send work for a sub or I had to miss my kids. And it was just a weird place to be. I love teaching, not, it's just something I had to do. But now I get to work with my kids at home with me. So it's just a little bit different, but it's still like not to knock whatever job you do or did, but sometimes those priorities have to change because that's your job. Okay. And it's totally fine. C, they're awesome products. So if you love how your skin feels tonight, like that's a huge bonus. D, we're having fun. I know you can't tell, but I work today. This is my work. This is what I do. I get to play makeup and play with y'all and have fun and laugh. And this is my job, y'all. So like, you're just kind of reminding them, I didn't die here today. I didn't feel like I got hit by a bus, like, E is praise and recognition. You can talk here about how amazing your director is and how she posts all your wins for you and your friends cheer you on. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but support is the meeting and the motivation. Like actually, like after work, I choose to go hang out with these girls on Monday nights because it's really fun. And once a month we eat and we just hang out and I get prizes. Like, I mean, however you want to say it. Okay. G is personal growth. This might not mean the same for you guys as it does for me, but like, I know I'm not the same person I was 13 years ago. And I tell them because of Mary Kay, I'm more happy, I'm more joyful, like I have more emotional management. Like I've just become a better person because of that, because you grow more. H is there's no limits. You could actually join today and you could pass me up and it's totally fine because I win either way. Because it doesn't mess you up if someone passes you up. Like if someone underneath you passes you, quote unquote, passes you up, you're still making money off them. So the better they do, the better you do. So like it would never hurt my feelings if one of you passed me up and earned a pink Cadillac faster than me or become a national faster than me. Because guess what? I still make a whole lot of money off of you. So it's totally fine. The extras, you get to be your own boss, set your own hours. I like the prizes, which is not really listed on here. I usually talk about it there. Leadership, I chose this job. And I always tell people I've never made less money doing Mary Kay full time than with my teaching salary with a master's degree. So like I've always made more in Mary Kay since I became a director than I did. So like I kind of explain that. And then K is career advancement, self-promotion if you're interested in moving up, but you don't have to. So now that I've read all those to you, make sure you circle any that apply to you. Some people are going to circle all of them. How interested would you be in hearing more about the opportunity? Still no like pressure to do anything. A is absolutely, I would love to buy the $35 starter kit and join today. And kind of just see where it does. Maybe you want to make a little bit or a lot of money. Doesn't matter. Everybody pays the $35 to get started. Or B is buy me a coffee. Maybe you're in the middle. Maybe you have some questions. You'd like some more information from my director. Or you might just be interested in the saving some money. You want to save money or make money. Doesn't make a difference, but you might be interested. And even if you listen and you're not interested, you still have the info and you get entered to win some cash and some prizes that we give out every week. Or C is like, I'd rather go outside and get hit by a car. I'm not really gonna make you do that, but I'd rather do that than sign up to do this. Like I always make them feel like it's dramatic. Like absolutely not. We'll never consider this. So as long as you circle one, I get credit today. So that's forcing them to like circle one. Okay. And then, so I say, okay, all right, hold on to those. I'm going to individual close you guys. So we're going to go through this individually. So here's some books and y'all just leave everything where it is. Don't clean up right there. Everybody heard me? You do not clean up yet. Because if you take that stuff from them, they can't remember what they put on their face. Because we know what it is because we do it and we see it all the time. But the first time they saw it and they just tried all those products, if they don't have that tray to kind of sort of help them remember while they're going through that book. And I give them a book and I tell them, look, you get to bring the book home. So circle anything that you're interested in, write in it. You guys are taking this home. You always want to make sure that every book you hand out has your name and your phone number, at least. I have the stamp and it's got, my name, my website, and both my phone numbers. Okay. Because if somebody who might take it, who might they pass that book on to? And if that book is passed on, if your number's not on it, they're just going to go to marykay.com and find what they want. So you always want your information on every single book that goes out. So you pass them out. So if you've ever seen at my house, I do the appointments in the kitchen, and then I come around to my living room to close them individually. Here's the deal. Some people are going to be embarrassed, or not want people to know how much money they spent, because some people are going to want to take advantage of this, but they don't want people to know they spent $400. Okay. So it's super important, it's super important that you individually close them. It goes quicker. I remember a consultant many, many years ago, she had gone to a group of girls at a sorority house and she was all together. And one of them was like, y'all aren't really getting anything today, are you? What do you think happened? It was like a domino effect. No, not today, not me. No, not me, not me, not and this wasn't y'all, people in the sorority have money. They find money for t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? They might not have bought everything, but she literally sold one thing to 10 or 15 girls because that one girl probably couldn't afford stuff. And she started a chain reaction. And I don't know if you ever notice, if you're at an appointment, someone's like, oh my God, my face burns or that hurts. I guarantee you're going to have at least two people, or not guarantee, most of the time you end up with a second or third person who's like, yeah, me too. This is not the Me Too movement, y'all. It's not the same thing. Okay. Like if you can separate them, and what if like Gabby and her mom come together? I'm just choosing Gabby because I can. Or Caitlin and her mom come together and one of them owes the other one money and she spends money and she's like, because a lot of times it's friends and family, y'all. And if she's like, oh, I'm going to pay you back next week and I really have any money. And then she can drop $100 on Mary Kay. Kind of awkward, right? And if you have it with you, you want to hand it to them and sell them. Now, if I'm going to someone's house, I try to bring as much as what I'm demoing and what I've pre-profiled them. Like if I know I've got people coming with extra dry skin, I might grab the intense moisturizing cream where on a normal day, I wouldn't bring that. You know what I'm saying? So like you may end up with you, if everyone's oily, like, 6 people are coming in, everyone is oily. Guess what? Everyone in charcoal mask, everyone like, I'm bringing a lot of it. Okay. So I just try to mix it up. I can't obviously bring all my product, but I try to bring a bulk of it and I hand them whatever I'm selling them. And I grab that receipt and I'm checking off whatever they're getting. Okay. So the only thing I didn't have with me today was that Mint Bliss foot lotion that you wanted. So I'm going to either get that to the hostess or get it to you. Kind of depends on where they live and like what's quickest for you. Okay. Or I'll get with you this week and I'll get it dropped off to you if you see their address. And so write their address, you owe them. It's important that they take that stuff home because they remember, oh, I got it on the spot. Oh, she has that for me. I don't have to wait for that. On another day, if they, okay, well, I'll order it for you. That's what they're going to remember. Oh, every time I need something, she has to order it. So if they need it quick, they might skip over you and go to Target. So if you have inventory, you definitely want to make sure. So what I've seen over the years is you hand out the books and you say, okay, so I'm going to close you guys out in the living room. Nobody wants to go first. Everyone is terrified you're going to bite them or something. I don't know. So I always say, who got there first, not say, but think to myself, who got here first, who was here on time, who was here early, and you take them. And so what it would look like is I just pass you guys all out a book. Okay, guys, y'all look through your book. I'm going to start closing you guys out one at a time. If your hostess has food or drinks, you say, okay, and Caitlin is going to run in the kitchen. I think she's got some snacks and stuff for y'all. And then let's take our picture. So we take the picture. That way, once they close, they can start leaving. Okay, if you don't take the picture, then you'll forget it. I promise. So you take your picture. And I would say, okay, Caitlin, why don't you come with me? And I'm literally like grabbing her profile card, her book. Come with me. I don't know what I want yet. It's okay. I'm going to help you. Because if you start that, if you wait 20, 30 minutes before someone's ready, those other people are just going to start leaving. Okay. So you always want to, so when they come in one by one, and I took Caitlin's paper, so she got to follow me, okay? Because I got her book and her paper from her. And I'm like, come on, Caitlin, I'm going to help you. I promise it's fine. So we're just going to close out. I'm going to ask a couple questions, even if you don't want to get anything today. So I told them, like, it's okay if you don't want to buy something, because some people will dodge that part because they can't spend the money. But you're going to use this paper to your advantage at the closing, okay? So I'm going to sit down with Caitlin and I go, how does your skin feel? And what is Caitlin going to do? Oh God, it feels really good. Like it feels tight. Like it's not oily. Like she's reflecting. So you're touching, touch, y'all touch, and she's touching at the same time. Okay. So, all right. So I see on here your favorite sets. Oh, you liked everything. So did you see this flyer? Because we can end up saving you some money. So tell me exactly, what do you want to take home today? And she's like, well, I really would like to take everything, but I really can't afford all that. But I love that night cream in that jar you were talking about with the retinol. What's that one? Okay, that's the, like, you know what I'm saying? And okay, so you want to get that night cream? Okay, what else? And then you just keep talking. Okay, well, you listed, 4 of the 5 steps for the repair. Like you get some of it free. So like, you sure you don't want the whole set? Oh yeah, I guess. Give me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're chit-chatting with them. You want to make sure they're buying the stuff that they need. So she came and she tries Time Wise Repair and she says, I think I want to get the acne set. I'll be like, oh yeah, why? I'm not saying, no, girl, that's not the right. I'm like, oh yeah, why do you do that? Oh, well, you said blah, blah, blah. Okay, but you don't have any acne. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have to so basically you're talking through them, what you think is like the best thing for them, but don't try to sell them something they can't use. Like I've had people who are like, well, I guess I need, so say that you show them the miracle set and they are of age over 20, have kids, and they say, I want to do the Mary Kay skincare. Okay, girl, that one's totally fine. But I just want to make sure you understand, like, there's no age fighting in that one. Well, yeah, I know, but I really just feel like I can't afford 116. I would rather put her on the cleanser of the miracle set and the moisturizer than the $80 set with no age fighting. So like it may just take like some conversation back and forth before you like help them figure it out. Like, well, okay, but let's talk about this. So if you didn't start with the day and the night, at least you got the cleanser, you're getting the age fighting, and it's only 2 steps instead of 4. What if we started there and you could always build up? The best place for them to start, y'all, is always the cleanser, followed by the moisturizer, then the other stuff. Okay, so like that's my goal for that. And really just listening, like what about their skin do they not like? That's where you want to start. Because if you can hook them on something that they couldn't find before, then they're going to stay with you. Imagine if you're trying to upsell them to repair and they don't really need repair because she's oily and acne prone and you're trying to sell her repair. She's going to not get the results she needs and she ain't coming back because that was a lot of money she spent. You know what I'm saying? So we really want to make sure what they purchase is like the best thing for them. And so say that she says she can't buy anything today, but she has this big long list. Okay. Or the only thing she's not getting is microderm. I would say, okay, so the only thing we're not getting is microderm. And I see you put you and me in free. So what if at your party, skincare class, pampering session, whatever you want to call it, depending on the people, if they party people, call it that. If they kind of chill, they drink some wine, whatever, call it pampering, whatever you want. Okay. So at your next session at your glam appointment, if you invite 3 friends, I can give you that microderm as your hostess gift. Would you like to get that free too? Because if you pick something off her list, she wants it. If you're just like, oh, I'm giving away makeup brushes, and she's like, I don't need makeup brushes. I don't want makeup brushes. That doesn't mean anything to her. But if you take something off her list, it could be satin lips. It could be whatever she put. It does not have to be any one thing. I typically do a $50 item as an average. So if she put the multi-masking set, that's 64. So if you get me 3 friends who are over 18, and you could even say if they're over 21 to make sure like they're quality and not, you know, not to say 18-year-olds aren't quality, y'all, but 21 or older is typically where your money's at. I can give you that masking set. And you don't have to do the brush. You can just do the charcoal mask and the gel mask. Okay. So like whatever's on her list that she didn't get. Okay. And then if you book, pencil in that glam appointment is more likely to hold than if you try to reach out later. So I would have my planner with me and I say, okay, so would you like to do next week or the week after for your glam appointment? Literally, oh, I don't really have my calendar with me. Okay, no problem. Let's just do this. Let's just pencil something in. And if it doesn't work, I can text you tomorrow, make sure that date's okay. That way we can go from there. Because if she's like, I'm going to check with my friends and let you know, she ain't checking with her friends. She ain't letting you know. She ain't going to remember. But if it's penciled in and you reach out the next day, you're like, hey, Caitlin, so excited to have you booked for next Tuesday at 6. I'm going to send you a message that you can just copy and paste and send out to your friends. And if they reply today, you're going to get a free mascara. That way she's got a timeline to send out her thing. Does that make sense? Okay. And then you jump down to here. Unless she circled A, I want to sign up. I would jump straight to A, send her the link and get her signed up immediately. Don't sell. Now that is different because I used to be told, oh, I would sell her something first and then get her to sign up. Why? I just want her to sign up. She wants to be on my team. Like, why spend money to turn around and spend, like, just sign up. Like, get her to sign up. Okay, I see you circled A. I'm going to send you the link. If you get signed up, I'm pretty sure my director, right tonight, pretty sure my director's going to have a prize for you. Because I will give them a prize. They sign up on the spot for y'all. Okay? Promise. It works. I got something back here and give them, don't you worry. Okay. All right. If they put B, buy me a coffee, you're going to say, okay, so I see you circled B. That really, really, really helps me out. What I can do is we have an event Wednesday night because we always do marketing with events with Summer, or you can say, I'm gonna put you in a 3-way, chat on Facebook with my director and we're going to schedule a time. So you get an extra credit, like blah, blah, blah. You set that up. I always offer them a half off item if they talk to me. So if you're closing somebody and you say, yeah, if you talk to my director, even if you're not interested, you still get a half off item and you're going to get $150 in coupons. They're going to be like, yeah, I'll do that. I want $150 in coupons. And then you're not losing anything, but you don't, well, you have two options. You can give them that item half off, so they feel obligated because they already only paid half off for it. Or B, you don't give it to them until they do the chat. I personally would say, okay, I'm gonna sell to you today at half off, but you got to promise you're gonna talk to my director. Courtney did that last week. We had a cute little waitress, and he was like, I'm giving you this tip, but you got to get facial by my wife. And she was like, okay, I don't even know what that means. He was like, it's okay. You're just gonna get together with her and play some makeup. So he was like, but I'm giving you this tip because you're gonna do that. So that was a very nice tip. So she's coming tomorrow at 3:00. So yeah. So anyway, so that's how you go. And y'all, the more that you do this, the better. The more that you do both sides of this, the better you get at it. You're never going to be able to guess every single thing people are going to say or do. You're never going to be able to guess people who are going to say, yes, no, I'm not giving you names. The people who sit there and do this, like people who, you got 4 sheets, like I could give you 800 names. Like you're going to get all kinds of different stuff when you're closing people. But this gives you like an outline. So I do it at the table with everybody as a group. And then when I go to close her individually, I can already see what products she likes. I can already have a way to ask for that second appointment, because that's how you build a relationship. And then I already have information given out to her, because the key is to be like, okay, this last part, y'all, I'm just doing, you guys help me with my training. And I take the pressure off, and I think I'm funny by saying like, I know you'd rather go outside and get hit by a car, but it's fine. It's not that serious. Like, you're just helping me with my training. Does that make sense? And so like, I don't want them to feel like, oh my gosh, she wants me to, I never want someone to be like, I felt forced. I felt pressure. Like, girl, if you want to be on my team, be my friend, I don't care. You could just buy stuff from me. I make money either way. I don't care. Like literally, like I don't, and I just say like, you guys are helping me with my training. And who's going to be like, I don't want to help you like in front of people. Like they're not going to say that. So you just go through it. And the more you go through it, the better you get at it. But you've already told your I story at the beginning and why you do this. You've already said 50%. You've already said a number. So now that they've tried the products, you're kind of repeating it, but in facts. Like, oh, you can make 50%. Remember, I told you guys, my first class was yours, Gabby. Yours was like $700. So Gabby can be like, remember, I told y'all my first appointment, my director helped me sell $600 and I made $300 in an hour. And I love teaching, but y'all, they don't have me $300 in an hour. So if I can make this on the side and pay to go on vacation with my husband, I'm for it. And I work when I feel like it. I even joined some trainings on my pajamas, y'all. It's great. Like, it's the best thing ever. Like, seriously, because it's not a lie. Like, you're legit, like, listing the things you like that we do. Oh my God, we have the best sisterhood in the whole wide world. Like, we go on these girls' trips together, and like, we have dinner and we hang out and they pray for me. Like, that's what you're telling them, the best parts of this. Like, you're not saying it's a lot of work, y'all. Like, whoo, you gotta book all these appointments. It's not like if you're trying to convince someone to be a teacher, like you're like, oh, well, let me tell you the stuff I don't like about teaching first. You're going to tell them all the good stuff, and then they get to decide from there how much or how little they want to do. So I think these have like made my job like much easier. And then you hold on to these, you put them in their profile card, you file that and for a little while, and in case you need it, you want to go back to it, you hold their names. And then eventually, like, you want to get them on an appointment with the summer, like, you know, a marketing event that we do, you want to get them in touch with me at some point to get the coupons and all that. And that gives them a list of like what we do. Okay. So that is the end. Now, if you do an appointment, even a one-on-one or group, and you don't say, okay, I'm going to close you guys, or did you want to grab something today? They will get up and leave. They will get up and leave. So you have to say, is there anything you want to take home today? What would you like to take home today? What was your favorite product? Did you want to get that one today? Is that where you want to start? Like, you're just asking them, did you want to grab, did you want to take advantage of the roll-up bag special? And she's going to say, what's the roll-up bag special? You're going to say, well, you can pick any 2 sets off this page. And then the third set is half off. And then if you do 4 sets, you get a set for half off plus a roll-up bag. We recently switched to this flyer. You end up not losing as much money on the roll-up bag. The other one used to be the 4 sets for $199, but this one is less profit given away. So they get a set for half off, so you don't lose anything. By the Queen, you've typically sold over $200 plus so all they're getting is the roll-up bag, which is $18, I think you're giving them off of a $200 sale. Does that make sense? So I prefer this one, and it's a little like it's not as hard to understand. It's much easier to understand. And then your job is to take their profile cards and these informations, and you want to follow up with them. So this is outside the class. 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. Okay. 2 days, if they haven't gotten their product, you want to talk, hey, I ordered your product. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't have it on hand. Or, hey, girl, thanks for coming the other night. I loved meeting you guys. You guys were so much fun. I just wanted to see how you were loving your cleanser. How are you loving all the products you got in your roll-up bag? So you're asking her specifically what she thought of the stuff that she's taken home and she's been using for 2 days. Because if she doesn't keep using it, y'all, that's not profit for you. You made profit one time. We want to continue to make profit on them. So if they use it, then they're going to come back and they're going to need more. If they put it on a shelf and they already forgot about it, they're not coming by more. So you want to make, and if anything's not right, y'all, Mary Kay changes it out. So why would you not want them to make sure they're using it? Oh, I got home and once I tried it, it actually ended up being kind of greasy and I didn't really like it. All right, girl, let's change it out. You wouldn't believe how many people are like, yeah, but I'm not going to go through all that trouble. It is no trouble because Mary Kay gives it to you. And so I either donate it to the girls' home. I put it in my demo kit if they don't want it. I mean, if it's something I use, I'll use it. You know, like that makeup remover, girl, I'll use it. But I did the product replacement on it. So like, you know, you have that product. You're supposed to give it away, donate it, whatever. I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to give it to the girls' home if it's not like a mascara. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather some teens who aren't going to get good product play in it. Like, I'll give it to Carter. She'll play with it. I don't care. Who likes makeup more than Carter? Okay, so then 2 weeks, if they haven't booked their glam appointment or done that second appointment, you can, hey girl, we never got a chance to, you know, get that glam appointment signed up for you. So let's go ahead and book that. I don't want you to miss out on your hostess credit. I think you were getting the microderm. Is that right? You know, or whatever the product was. Or, hey girl, if she's like ghosting you, I have all kind of answers. So if you ever like, I don't know what to say next. I don't know what to do next. That's when you text Jennifer, screenshot, send it to me. But if she's ghosting you, be like, hey girl, I ordered that microderm for you for your hostess gift. I just wanted to make sure we could get together so I could give it to you unless you want me to pass it to somebody else. Basically saying like, I have what you want. Do you really want it or not? And then in 2 months, it's just a reason to reach out. Hopefully by then you've added them to your PCP list. They're getting the next book in the mail. New products are coming out. Hey girl, how's that foundation? I know the weather's changing. I want to make sure it's not too light or too dark, you know, depending on time of year. Find some kind of question like that ties it together. If you send them a lookbook with PCP, it makes it super easy to reach out because you've already sent them a book. So that's that communication. So how is all that? That is what an appointment is from beginning to end. Yes, cool. Y'all can unmute. You can ask questions. What was your favorite thing you learned today? I don't know. Y'all want to give some feedback? Nobody has anything to say? Gosh.
Just some really good reminders. Since it's been a while since I've had like an appointment or a party, so good like refresher.
Yay, Jane, thanks. So now that you've learned this, y'all, the key is going to be to like implement it. Hey girl, I just did some training with my director and realized I'm doing a lot of stuff wrong. Is there any way I could come sit in front of you and practice? Like, who's going to be like, no? Hey girl, I just did a boot camp with my director and learned like the right way I'm supposed, like, I would totally say that. Like, who's going to know if you really did it right or wrong, right? Sorry.
And the factor at the end of you saying, you know, make sure ask them, you know, what do you want to take home today? And then like the way you kept on, like you helped me with the sale that I had. I mean, and then she wound up buying extra stuff because Jennifer was just like, okay, well then you get, because you spent this, you get that. And I'm like,
wait, from I for sure need a cleanser. Maybe I want to also do a second product to $218, I think was your total by the time it was all said and done. So, and then y'all, if you use this, have this handy. Here's the deal with this thing. I usually don't offer it at the first appointment. The deal is in this roll-up bag, but it kind of just depends. Like Danielle's girl was a one-on-one. So once we started talking, and then she was like, yeah, I guess I could add the moisturizer. And I was like, absolutely. By the time it was all said and done, she did the whole miracle set because we started talking about it. So I whipped this thing out. I was like, oh yeah, and you can get 4 of these half off if you're interested. And so I didn't even ask Danielle's permission. I just did it. And so she added 4 things.
I
So
just followed.
yeah, I was like, let me just see what happens. I threw in my phone. I didn't have a copy of it. I just had it on my phone. But if you're going to an appointment, like have this printed out and have it, you know, in your papers or whatever, and you can kind of use it. I typically say, I ask them, like, do you have Facebook? And she's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, okay, well, I have a customer group I'd love to add you to. I always post like specials and deals and discounts. And is that okay if I add you to that? And she's like, yeah, sure. So then like you're adding her to that, then she's going to see the specials and the discounts and the deals and like want to, you know, grow with it. So, but y'all, the only way to get good at this is to do it over and over and over and over. So like the more you do it, the better. So like you may have to think outside the box, but like anytime I learn something new or have a new product, I tell my customers, oh, it's raining. It scared me. I was like, what is that noise? I'll tell my customers and I'm like, hey, I just learned something new and I really need to practice it. Could I practice on you? That's typically how I get most people to say yes. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You all learned
And
something.
the other thing was stressing that Mary Kay takes the products back because with my customer, her face was dry, and she would tell me and Jen how she would just throw away products,
Yeah.
or she would use them to the end, even though they didn't work for her. So like I had said it once, and then Jennifer reiterated after me that, okay, but you don't have to keep using it because Mary Kay does take it back. So, you know, after a few days of you using it, if you see it's still not moisturizing your skin, get with Danielle and she can. So that kind of
I think
like,
helped her buy more because she felt
yes.
they feel confident in it. And y'all, I never tell them ever. I don't ever tell them, oh, I'll give you your money back. I always say it's guaranteed. So if you don't like something, Mary Kay will send you something for the exact same amount. And in all my years of Mary Kay, I've had 2 people ask for their money back. One was a mascara, which was dry when she got it, but she refused to get another one. She just wanted her money back, whatever. And then the other one was it was a repair set for a consultant. It wasn't even mine, but that lady is now my customer. So I just think she wasn't sold the right products because she didn't love it. Because like to not love the repair, but if you're oily, I could see where you don't like repair. You know what I'm saying? So, but I didn't sell them to her. It was a customer. I mean, a consultant, but I had to help with that. And then now she's my customer and buys like stuff from me. So I really just think hers wasn't the right products for her. So, you know, you can ask those questions, you know, oh, tell me what happened. I just have to tell Mary Kay, you know, you might be able to talk them into it. Because a lot of times they don't know what they don't know. So you're teaching them all this stuff, but they can feel overwhelmed after they've tried it all, especially if there's someone who doesn't wear makeup and skincare and things like that. So it's super important. So any other questions or comments or ideas?
I like how you said following up with them to make sure that they like what they have, or because like I sold my mom a lipstick the other day, and like 2 weeks later she was like, hey, so I think something's wrong with this lipstick. Like I've been using it, but there's no like top part of the lipstick. And it turned out the whole wand was missing, and it wasn't like inside the lipstick or anything. It was just missing.
You're talking
And
about the
she
lip
had been
gloss?
using it. Yeah, the lip gloss.
Oh, that doesn't have the soft part on the end. That could be
Yep.
awful. Yeah, no,
And
just
so
put
it
it
was
on
super
that
easy to
wand,
change
mama.
it
It's
out.
fine. So, and sometimes they don't know. And they're like, this is the weird. And I've had people who would be like, well, yeah, but is there like a secret to this lip gloss? Like, I don't know how to put it on. And then you could be like, well, what do you mean? Like, but if you're not asking, you just assume that, but what if it's not right? So ask them. So I would definitely like, so just for example, Gabby, she's about to go back to school. So I'd be like, oh my gosh, the summer just got away from me. I just did this training and I have to get, you know, 20 people done before I go back to school. Could I just sit and practice with you real quick? And then like that would put you in front of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's like, so think about like you, what you have going on, what you have coming up. I have to practice this new technique on 20 people. Could we sit down and I could try it on you? So like that's your goal. I mean, by week 5, you guys have to share iStore with me, but what if you tried it on 20 people? That's to earn the patch. By then I feel like you'd be like, yeah, I got that. Do you really have to do 20? No, you can do however you want. You could do 2 sets of 10. You could do 4 sets of 5. You could do 20 separate. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, pick the number that you want to do. I feel like 20 people is a good, nice, medium income. And then say like, I have to practice it on 20 people. Now, do you lose something if you don't get? No, but do they know that? No. So like, I'm always like, oh my gosh, I have to practice on 20 people before I teach it to my team. So you could say, I'm in this boot camp for Mary Kay and I have to do it on 20 people before I earn like credit for it. Because you can say a patch. They're going to think you're a Girl Scout. So you'd be like, before I earn credit for it. Like, and all that's going to do is give you 20 faces to try. And then you're going to feel more confident the more you do it. And it's like riding a bike. And you're just like, yeah, I know how to do this. Oh, it is a 10 speed. I can figure it out because I've done it this way. You know, so you just kind of tweak it as you go. So, all right, let me turn off the. Caitlin, you have something? I was like, did you have something? Oh, there.